Today we're doing a $100 freshwater versus saltwater budget fishing challenge.
Oh my gosh, first cast in the water.
Private property, no fishing. Look at that, big boy, big boy.
The way this challenge is going to work is that me and Fletcher are going to head inside of Dick's Sporting Goods. We're allowed to pick out a rod, a reel, and as many baits as we can to fit our $100 budget. Once we're done shopping, it's time to start fishing. I'm going to be fishing in saltwater, while Fletcher's going to be fishing in freshwater. Whoever catches the most species in 4 hours is crowned the champion. This video is sponsored by Shopify.
All right, Fletcher, the $100 saltwater versus freshwater budget fishing challenge.
Who's getting which?
Listen, you're gonna get the freshwater today. I'm getting the saltwater because I want to go adventure and sprout out into new waters.
Going
you know
back
what I
into
mean?
Marshlands, maybe a little beach.
Dude, listen, we all know if I was doing the freshwater today, it's not even gonna be a competition, you know?
Yeah,
we already know that, you know? So this is the goal today, is whoever catches the most species in 4 hours. You have an opportunity to catch catfish, crappie, bluegill, bass. I have everything in the sea, bro.
Yeah, redfish, tarpon,
Starfish.
trout.
So this is my question, like, does that make you nervous or do you feel like more confident going into the freshwater
Honestly,
today?
I feel good because while you have more species available to be caught, I have more expertise in freshwater compared to you in saltwater. So
I agree with that.
The 4-hour timer, I think there is quite a few species I can knock off the list where you might just be struggling to even catch anything.
Boys, I don't know if Fletcher understands, man. We're about to dive deep into this.
Before we get deeper into this video, only 27% of y'all watching these videos are actually subscribed. So if you could, take the time, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I'd appreciate it.
All right, Fletcher, what are we doing? $100, bro. Rods, reels, baits, any gadgets, life jackets. You're probably gonna need this today. You might just take a swim.
You're the one who needs a safety net,
Dude,
my friend.
I'm feeling it today, guys. I don't know what to say, but $100, baits, rod, reel, anything you want. But you can't go over $100.
All right, I like
everything
that.
you need for the day, but it has to be for multi-species. Or you could just go for a bass all day, you know, and then I can just walk through
I'll
as
pass
a dog.
on that option, but if we're going for multi-species, dude, I'm locked. I already know what I want. I already feel good about my selections. Boy, dude, are you ready for me to start?
Dude, I'm ready. Come on.
All right,
dude.
let's get
Come
locked
on,
in
dude.
here. The only thing I'm not sure about is my rod because they always have different options every time we are in here. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of shopping for something, see what we can find. I'm trying to find something like under, I don't know, 70 bucks. 70 bucks like at the absolute most. This is $54.99. Not a bad option. Comes with line, always a plus. One less thing I got to do. I will keep that.
So then you'd have 45 bucks to spend on baits, man.
Yeah, I'll keep that in the back of my head. I mean, if all I got to do is catch one of everything, and we're just trying to like bang, 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 I just really kind of need like one thing for each species. So I don't think I need to spend too much on the tackle. I think I can get away getting a little bit nicer rod, make my life and my fishing experience a little bit more pleasant. $44.99 for the old Zebco, not a bad deal, but I think I want something a little bit nicer. And this red guy is catching my eye. How much is this? I mean, this has gotta be $100. There's no way this is in the budget. Oh, let's go, $69.99. That is what I like to see. It's got a whole bunch of great features, including 24-ton graphite blank polished stainless steel guides, wire hook keeper, evolved skeleton reel seat, split grip EVA handles, custom carbon nut, 3 total ball bearings, 6-disc drag system, HES frame and rotor, 2-tone aluminum spool, composite handle, evolved soft touch knob, and 1-year limited warranty. There's more.
All I heard was carbon nut. That's the only thing I caught out of that whole sentence.
Yeah, the custom carbon nuts.
Custom carbon nuts.
All right, we're moving on. We need some tackle. Let's find something. While we're here, I'm liking one of these guys. $4, a little crankbait, crawl color. It's the springtime, and the bass love that red this time of year. I think we can make a little magic happen with that. Anything else that is going to draw me in over here? Everything on this aisle is kind of expensive. We've done this enough where I know where the more affordable items are, so I'm just gonna kind of make my way to them. Let's see. Oh man, Michael Jackson is back from the dead. Come on. What do you think I'm doing, dude?
I don't know, man.
$249 for the beetle spins. We're locking it in. Check those bad boys out. What's that on that back? We got a little crappie. Is that multi-species enough for you?
That is multi-species.
I think it is. What else do we want? We got some bitsy jigs. That could be a good option for a bass, but more importantly, we do need to catch catfish, and there's no better way to do that than a dough bait hook. A yoke. I need you to get out of my head over here, okay? And some gulp bait. I could go with the power bait or the gulp. I think we're gonna have to go with the power bait just because it's a little bit more budget friendly. That's $7. This is $2 or $3.
Thank you, boy.
We have arrived at our final little stopping place for the last few things I need. $5.99, give me some little pre-rigged swim baits. We got 3 of those, that should do the trick. And finally, but not least, I have a bait in mind that we could catch bass and panfish on, and that's this little guy right here, the Rebel Cricket. It's actually called the Hopper, but it is like a little Ned rigged style bait, and it's a little cricket, as you can see.
That rod about took that lady.
What happened?
She about ran into your rod.
I'm about to take her out.
Dude, them carbon nuts on that thing.
You gotta watch out for the carbon nuts, dude. They'll get you every time. I think that's it, guys. We got everything we need. That's $100 spent.
That's pretty good. That wasn't bad. I'm actually impressed with, I've never seen these before in my life. I don't know if you're gonna catch a fish on it, but it is,
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's unique, man.
It doesn't level good.
Look, and they even have, the little jig heads that are like the same color as the bait. I'm impressed, but I'm gonna do even better, man.
All right.
I'm feeling it today, bro. I'm feeling spicy. What you doing back there, boy? What you doing back there? All right, so we're used to, dude, you're really gonna break that rod.
That's what the insurance is for.
So we're used to always shopping in the bass section. Well, today we're going in the saltwater section, and the biggest thing is like figuring out a rod that I can get that's under $100. And obviously this puppy right here is only a rod.
You're gonna need
no
a reel.
I need a reel on this, and it's $79. I doubt we can find a reel for 20, and even if we did, we'd have no lures. We'd just be casting line.
Fly fishing.
Fly fishing with no bait.
No bait.
On my rod.
No line.
No line.
No reel.
Where did I even pull this from?
Come on, stick it back in the right place.
Okay, let's actually get serious here.
We know you don't want that one.
Dude, this one looks really good, and we did this for you, and I just don't want to use the same rod, but it's a pretty slick combo, bro. And I believe it's only $50. That's pretty slick.
I mean, if you're feeling it, go for
But
it.
I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. That color's a little fruity, man. It's a cool color, but I don't feel like being fruity today. Okay? I ain't feeling like a fruit basket. So another route that we can go is obviously picking out a reel and then putting it on a rod, but I just feel like with $100, like we're not really gonna get something that we want, especially fighting saltwater fish. Like I have a feeling like we have an opportunity to catch a really big fish, and I don't wanna use something like cheap that's gonna fall apart.
What you want?
Because like, dude, I could sit here and, like this reel right here, that's $30. Like that's a good reel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, can I get a rod to match it up? And even if I do, it's probably gonna end up hitting like in the $80 range. You know what I mean?
Probably
It's
want
just
something a little bit heavier class than that. If you're going in the salt.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna look like a shark. And
Unless you're saltwater pan fishing.
all right, let's take a look. I did see something over here. So we got this rod, and this one, dude, is that right? $27? $27.99.
Oh, okay.
That's like the cheapest rod we found in here. 27 bucks.
Flaw raw for $27.
That's a bargain, dude. I could technically get 2. I could get 2 and still only spend like 55 bucks.
Got a little,
You know?
it's got a little curvy shaft. Got a little curvy shaft.
Well, you know, it's 2-piece rod too.
It's not quite straight as an arrow.
Maybe
Makes sense.
Maybe it's not. Okay, $27 of that's really not bad. You know what I mean? That's not horrible. But I did see this one over here when we walked past. Not this one. That's $160. This one. And this rod,
What is that? What's that cost?
dude, I think it's only like
70. Oh.
$69.99, baby. Pretty much same price as yours,
Yeah,
right?
look at this. Look at that little side by side.
Look at this puppy, dude. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Reel that reel. I'm actually really disappointed in that, and I think that's the only one here.
Ooh, that's a little crunchy.
Like that reel's like heaven. Why is it crunchy?
I don't know, dude.
That's an issue.
Hey, if that's what you want, then
Is
go
this
get
like
it.
discounted or something? It looks like that rod. That's 150. Hold on. We might have just found something out. See, this one's 160 bucks. Oh, it's a different brand. Never mind.
Oh, that's Daiwa.
Like when you have a reel, like it doesn't really matter if it's steamrolling, but look. I don't know, dude. I'm a little I'm a little sketched out with
Give
that.
it the old hot too.
I could get out there and it's just not working. And that's like a sick rod, bro. It looks so good. This one's 79. That's a big, bro. That's a big boy.
That's an aggressive rod.
That's a big boy. All right, now I'm at a loss, man. I thought that was my go-to. All right, I kind of want to look at some different options. Like, dude, I just feel like everything is out of our price range. Most rods, at least a good rod that you're gonna get, is gonna be around 150 bucks, like a rod and reel combo. And this one right here is 140, and that's a sick combo, but we can't afford that, man. So with that being said, we did see these reels down here that would be good. Maybe there's a rod that we can get away with.
There's some rods over there too.
Like $125, Fletcher. Like these, 100 bucks, 80 bucks. I'm out of luck, Fletch. What do I do?
You might gotta get a freshwater.
What do
rod.
I do?
If you're feeling crazy, here you go. $29.99. The
Bro,
Wonder
you're
Woman.
insane. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
As well, if you want the Batman.
Get out of my face, bro. So this one right here is $79.99, but it's just like, I don't want to throw a rod like this, bro. Like, I just want something that's kind of classy. Maybe we gotta get a little fruity, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We might have to turn into a fruit bat. Dude, I just might have to get the fruit cake. I mean, there's no other options, Fletch. I mean, do you have any suggestions?
You can get that.
That's
The All-American.
$69.99? Dude, I feel like that's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, American Hero.
Dude, this would be perfect, honestly.
I was considering that one.
I don't know, that's not too bad. I mean, I'm gonna, for the baits that I'm using, I feel like this might actually be perfect. I was wanting to use a saltwater rod in this scenario. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm kind of disappointed, but.
They got some mediums, and then these look like they're a little heavier.
So this is a medium heavy, but honestly, it's got a lot of tip. I wasn't planning on going with a bass rod, but I feel like that's pretty slick.
I think you'd lock it in.
Like, I got a little bit of gold, got a little bit of OD green, baby. Oh, dude, this puppy feels like a dream too. I could literally reel in a 5,000 pound fish in that thing. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be fishing. First, I need to get some hooks. And I think we're gonna go with, honestly, all we need is 1/4 ounce jig heads. Like, I feel like that is perfect for what we're gonna use. And I usually use just the little, like, yellow jig heads for saltwater. I could go with the white one if I'm feeling a little weird about that, but to be honest, actually, I don't like those. Look at those, yeah, just a little short shanks. I feel like, in my opinion, like for redfish and trout and everything, like these are a lot better, you know what I mean? Especially with the hookup. Their mouths aren't as big as largemouth bass, you know? They got a little tiny mouth, and that's like perfect for that.
Fish tried to eat other fish by the head first.
Yeah.
They do. So their fins go down, so it eats the head and then it gets the hook in there.
That's what she said.
Makes sense. The math checks out.
You're right. You are correct.
Looking at me like I'm crazy over here, dude.
You are a little crazy. You get a little weird on me today. All right, so with those jig heads, this is probably, so I usually go with like the DOA swim baits when I'm fishing for like redfish, trout, flounder, like any saltwater fish. Like this is usually like my go-to section. And to be honest, this is my favorite color, man. It's got like watermelon red up top. It's got some white with a little bit of flake in the bottom and a chartreuse tail. I'm telling you, this puppy's spicy, bro. All right, so we got jig heads, we got a rod, we got swim baits. There's another bait that I want. You guys are probably gonna say like, no, this is so similar to what you're throwing, but to be honest, like this is a really good choice in my opinion. And it's some of these little saltwater swim baits. And there's a couple different colors here. This one or this one is so tough, but to be honest, I kind of want to go with the natural one. These are like the pre-rigs, Fletch. That's gonna smoke a donkey.
Ooh, I got a little pre-rig action going on.
It's gonna be a donkey, boy. Why are you telling you right there?
It's a good bang for your buck.
$8, yes sir. Toss it in the cot. And last but not least, Fletcher, I used this one on one of your videos when I was saltwater fishing, and I smoked a redfish on like the second cast. And ever since that day, I've just felt crazy. I've just felt like crazy, dude, about this voodoo shrimp. And I've been dreaming about it, man. I've been really wanting to throw the voodoo shrimp again. Like, I'm not no saltwater fisherman. When I make my second cast and I catch a redfish on this puppy, there's something to it, man, you know?
Okay, I feel that.
You know?
I can get behind that.
You know what, Fletch? I got a gassed up color. I got a gas.
a fluorescent light.
Look at that. That's gassed up.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
That's nice.
And that's the last $10, bro. So let's do a little recap. So right here we got the shrimps. We got the DOA swim baits with the jig heads. Money, dude. I'm telling you, that go to, bro. Like if you want to go catch fish in saltwater, in a low country, those are your baits. And then last, we got the pre-rig swim baits. I'm feeling a little spicy with these. This is something like when I first started bass fishing, they made the bass lure ones, and I felt so weird about them, you know what I mean?
You weren't sure?
Yeah, like when I first started fishing, I would throw them, but it's like, dude, look how bad that swim bait looks, you know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't look
They kind of get the job done.
But they get the job done, they work, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what matters.
Like 100%, like I've caught a lot of fish on a little like pre-made swim jig.
Like they work,
yeah.
You know? They might not look the best, they might not run the best, but they catch fish, and that's what matters. So, and that is the last bait right there. So I got 3 different bait options, and then we got the All-American Hero, man. This thing's gonna catch a jaw on it today. All right, boys, without further ado, that is my $100 budget. That is Fletcher's $100 budget. Me and you, brother. Hey, give me a high five. This is the last high five you're having in this video. Good luck to you, brother. We're going in separate directions, okay?
I'm about to lock in. This boy doesn't even know what's coming. Dude, you just get ready, son. I'll tell you what, boys, it is booty whooping season, and we are about to go to work. Let's go ahead and get out of here and get rigged up. Got my rod, my tools, and my baits. Everything I need to get the job done today, boys. And I think this looks like a good place to get set up.
All right, boys and girls, we've made it to our first spot, and man, it's a juicy one. So let me walk through my little game plan today. You know, we're only allowed to catch saltwater fish. We got to catch the most species as possible. And we're actually out at saltwater ponds that we're going to attempt to catch some fish at. If this doesn't work, we're going to start to go out to piers, docks, marinas, maybe even the beach, and try to pretty much upgrade our species count. But to start off, guys, you know, we're in this beautiful little pond here, and these all connect. These are like little lagoons that have saltwater fish. I've caught some redfish, some flounder, some trout, and a bunch of other species out here.
I think the thing I need to do first is just get the largemouth bass species out of the way. It's what I know the most and what is nearest and dearest to my heart. So let's go ahead and do some damage on them large jaws. And that's the beauty of a bait right there. A little shad should be the perfect imitation to get these fish just fired up today. I'm excited to see what kind of damage I can actually do. Make sure my drag is in check. Sling her down the bank. Cast pretty good. I like it. Feels nice in my hands. Quality little rod if you ask me. Not too shabby for 70 bucks.
All right, so we're gonna pop these little jig heads open. So the ones that I picked out have these really small hooks on here. And to be honest, that's gonna be really good for trout. You know, when we're fishing for largemouth bass, man, they got such a big mouth that we can really use some big hooks, man. But when you're fishing for redfish and trout, you kind of want to go with something a little smaller. Just the way their mouth shaped, and also how they can eat it on some days. Boom, just like that. I'm hoping we can hop on board quick. Now, one of our little swim baits, it's got a little bit of like watermelon red on top, a little bit of white on the bottom. Dude, I'm telling you, that little chartreuse tail, that chartreuse tail is spicy, man. Dude, that looks fire, bro. That's a perfect profile, perfect presentation for us to catch a redfish or a trout on. Well, there we go. Got our $69.99 spinning combo on. Little swim bait. Let's start casting and see if we can get into.
And we're snagged. Not surprised there. Like I said, sometimes you just gotta risk it for the biscuit. I think this one should be retrievable. Not too far off the bank here. Oh, you gotta be joshing the tots right about now. I got it. Sometimes it just takes a little muscle.
So the bait choices we picked out, I think are good, but to be honest, we got those pre-made swim baits and we got the jig head swim baits. And to be honest with you, I kind of regret doing that. I wish I would have picked out like a weightless fluke on an extra wide gap hook. I think that would have been, dude, it would have been fire. Because now we pretty much have these two swim baits that are pretty similar, and all I can do is just cast and reel. That fluke, I could kind of work it really slow. Screw it, man, we're not gonna let it get in our head today. I think the baits that we have are gonna be good for the job.
Oh, there we go, fish on. Fish on. What do we get? Oh, no way. No way. A monster crappie. Check that out, guys. Oh my gosh. First species knocked off. A big old slab. That is a crappie for y'all, folks. Not what I was after, but a species I was planning on targeting later today. But hey, I'll take a slab on a bass bait. Oh yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. That's honestly got me pumped. This was a species I was actually worried about trying to catch today because I know they're in here, but they're kind of hard to find and catch. I don't target them a lot personally. So the fact that I got one right out the gate on my little swim bait, that's a recipe for a good day, baby. Let's go. Thanks for the nibble, little honey. That's a nice quality slab. Will make for good eating too.
There's a nice culvert pipe right there, but look at all that slop, dude. Oh my gosh. All right, so there's another place right over here that this pond connects to, and there's another place over here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and walk up this way. The last time I fished out here, I caught a really good trout, and I saw some big redfish swimming. One thing that I learned about these places is these redfish love getting up in these pipes, so when you walk up on it, you need to be very careful. You need to be very careful and just keep your eyes peeled.
Let's take a visit down here to the end of the dock. See what is going on down here. There is a nice little point that I can cast across to that holds bass pretty good this time of year. Let me see if I can just get in there with a nice accurate cast. So that boat that came by, I don't know exactly what it was doing. It's the pond management people, so they're either shocking what you didn't look like they were doing, or they were putting something in the water. Either or, they just went down the whole bank that I was trying to fish and was hoping to catch a largemouth on, but we might need to move out of here and try a different spot and just go to a different body of water, to be completely honest, because I don't know where that boat has been. He's just riding the bank, spooking everything. Yes, what I catch, is this gonna be another crappie? Is this gonna be another crappie? Oh my gosh, it is. I guess we are in the mother lode of the slabs. Oh my gosh. Not quite as nice as that first one, but nevertheless, a healthy little slab. Can't complain with a bite like that. Unfortunately, we don't need any more of you, so I'm gonna send you right on your way. And I'm just gonna need you to tell your largemouth bass friends down there to come say what's up.
Bunch of bait up there, man. Look at that. Oh, dude, I swear I just had a bite. Look at our little buddy, man. He's trying to find him some fish too. Maybe I can just recruit him to be on my team and get him to catch us a few. What you think, man? I'm surprised he is not scared to be right next to me. Actually, very surprised. He's just chilling, dude. Look at him. If I know anything, if you see birds, there's fish. Or if you see birds, there's bait, which if there's bait, there's fish.
Okay, now, there has got to be a bass up underneath this bridge. That's all I'm saying. This is just too juicy looking. It's held too many bass in the past for there not to be something lurking here for me to get into today. We're just gonna go ahead and work all these pilings until something nibbles. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. Might even have to tie my cricket and give that a shot over here. That could be a good spot for maybe a bluegill or something along the lines of that. We got something. What do we got? What do we got? Is it gonna be a bass or is it gonna be another crappie? Oh my God, it's another crappie. Dude, what is with these crappie today? They're going crazy. I've never caught so many crappie trying to catch bass in my entire life. That crappie bite going crazy today. I can never catch these things when I need to catch them. Every challenge that I've attempted to catch a crappie in, I've completely failed. They only come by mistake. Today, thankfully, we are looking to catch them, so that is great news, but we've already got two. We don't need a third. We need to start mixing it up.
Wish me luck. Hopefully this stuff isn't horrible. It's pretty slippery, bro. We're chilling. It is a little sloppy. Oh no. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll wait till we hook a fish to go any further and take any chances. I like everything about this besides the sticky mud. It's getting a little deep. I wish I had some big boots on, not these extra toughs. They're not bad, it's just I feel better with some big tall boots on. We're just gonna stay put right here. Look at that, big boy, big boy. Dude, they're chasing bait up on this little edge here, man. I'm pretty sure I just got hit. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Dude, I am not even kidding. There's a popping cork over there with a fish on it. I don't see any pole in the water, but the popping cork's like moving around. That is actually insane. Just fishing in the mud. Come on, fish. This is not working out for us. We need to keep moving. I feel good about this whole like area. It's just, I feel like we're not in the right spot. We're gonna take a quick pause in today's video to thank our sponsor, Shopify. Shopify is the best commerce platform in the business, and I have been using it over the last 10 years to help grow and scale Kicking Their Bass TV. The main reason I started using Shopify was because of how user-friendly it is, and pretty much anything and everything that is involved with the Kicking Their Bass store I operate and I run. And Shopify actually makes everything really easy because I can run everything on my mobile app. So I'm a busy guy, I'm traveling a ton, and sometimes I need to adjust things and change things on the website. Having the mobile app makes my life so much easier. I can go in, obviously check analytics, but if there needs to be a change on the website, and there's been multiple occasions where I'm out of town, I don't have my computer, and I need to adjust quantity of product, I can simply go on my Shopify app and adjust it there without even having to bring out my laptop. I can do it on the go, and it's so quick and easy. So one cool thing that Shopify has added is Shopify Magic. It's an AI integration in Shopify where, say you wanted to take some product photos, but you didn't want to hire a professional photographer. You can actually go in and use AI to generate product photos for your website, which I thought was really cool, and it's something that I've been using for our recent upcoming project. If you'd like to check out Shopify, go to shopify.com/KTB or scan the QR code on the screen to start your free trial. Big thanks to Shopify for sponsoring today's video.
Stubborn bass calls for one thing and one thing only, and that is a change of weaponry for our bass out here. And we're gonna go ahead and cut our swim bait off and put our little cricket Ned rig on here. See if we can't make some movie magic happen with this. I like the little kit. Comes with 3 little hooks and a bunch of extra little soft baits. The 2 of them come pre-rigged for you, which is always nice. Boom. That cricket is looking scrumptious. That is looking scrumptious.
All right, we got a game plan. By the way, ignore my pool of noodles. I know it's kind of random. Just pay no attention. I don't know where I'm going, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like if this works, it works, and it's gonna be freaking insane. So just trust in the process, boys. Little shrimpy, little swimmy, right in our packy. There you go, kind sir. Number 2. Bingo. All right, let's get it.
Here we are, guys. Gotta be very cool, calm, and collected back here. It's gonna require some precision casting and expertise. You could be flicking in all these holes. Oh my gosh, first cast in the water. You gotta be Joshua my tots. Yes, the old switcherooski did us wonders here, folks. First cast back in the woods. We got a bass. That is what's up. SEAL Team 6 up in here. No, he doesn't have moves like that now, does he? Dude, you don't even want to know what I got in my bag. I got all kinds of maneuvers and techniques to get these fish up and moving when the going gets tough. That's just one of them. What a beautiful specimen. Just take a look at all those pretty colors on her. Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish at all. Here you go, honey. Chew. Off she swims. So we got 2 species. We got a few more that we can target. We can target carp, catfish, bluegill. Bite is hot. We go ahead and move on to the bluegill. I probably could honestly catch a bluegill with this little Ned, but I don't think that's gonna be the best tool for the job. So let's get back to the golf cart and see what we can cook up.
Boys, I'm at a total loss on what I'm doing now. I feel like I'm just wasting time. I've walked probably a couple miles. And let's just hope that this crazy spot down here just pays off. Hi. Hi. Oh. Hey, buddy. Hi. Yeah. She a troublemaker?
Yeah.
I'm so glad our commando mission with the plan. Yes. Okay, let's get things switched out here. Gotta get rid of our cricket. That thing went crazy. All it took was one proper cast to actually get a fish. So let's move on to newer and shinier things. And that is this little beetle spin right here. Try not to make a mess with everything. I like that a lot. I mean, we could go back in there and see if there's some more fish. We'll probably catch some bass off this as well. I wouldn't be surprised, but we're really after the elusive bluegill. Let's get down to the water, see what we can make happen.
It's really not as deep as I thought it would be in here with all these big boats. Then again, the water's down. How you doing?
Anything biting?
Not yet.
This is where they usually are.
Yeah? What do you usually catch?
Trout.
Really?
If they're here, they're here. If they're not, they're not.
Yeah.
You'll know
There's no in between.
You'll know in 5 minutes.
Really? What do you usually throw? Just a little swim bait?
Just lead head jigs. Let me show me what you got.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have that chartreuse head, but...
Well, actually, I use yellow or white.
Okay.
And they usually hit.
You usually get it just anywhere out here?
Yeah, all in there and all through here, out there.
Hey, buddy.
I mean, I was...
Hi.
A couple of months ago, I was right there on that one. I threw right out there. It wouldn't even hit. And they... So
smoking it?
Here
There's loaded. Yeah.
You never know.
So you reel it on the bottom?
Slow.
Just kind of hopping it?
Yeah, slow.
Okay.
You gotta go slow.
Good deal. I appreciate you, brother.
Look at all these big boys right here. Came up on a school of tilapia. They're all bedding up here. Y'all can probably see them pretty good on the GoPro. But these guys I don't think are going to eat. They are vegetation eaters. They'll eat like plants. Some people are able to catch them with bread if they're like used to being fed bread. But there's not really a whole lot they would eat, especially not what I have. I guess they technically do eat insects, and this is supposed to be a grub. So I guess there's a chance, but probably very unlikely. I'll give it a few shots, see if there's one aggressive enough on bed just to go after it. But when I've tried to do this in the past, it usually has not panned out. Oh yeah, just terrified more than anything. It's not gonna happen, it's okay. Give this side a shot, see if we can't find a bluegill. Got some really big bluegills in this little body of water. This body of water right here is separate from this body of water. There's actually like a concrete wall that runs the entire length of this. And there's some really big bluegill up in here.
You know, one thing that he said that we got to keep in mind, he said they're either here or they're not. So maybe we'll just try this a little bit longer. If we don't get anything, I mean, we just got to go, guys. We don't, like the thing with these challenges, man, is we only have a certain amount of time on the clock. And it's just ticking away as the day goes on. And when you're in a weird spot like me, it just, you start to get flustered. It's like, should I move? Should I stay? You know, this could be good. All right, hear me out. I got a wild idea. We tried the chartreuse jig head. Then we just tried the pre-made, which I really liked. But I'm gonna cut this off. We haven't tried the shrimp yet. And you know, if you guys are new to the channel, I don't really saltwater fish. This is all new to me. I do here and there, but I'm a bass fisherman at heart. That's all I do. And so we're just trying new things that I would do. And I might need to just start treating this guys like I'm fishing for bass. Maybe it'll turn around for me.
Oh, no way. Please eat that. Please eat that. Please eat that. Oh my gosh, he swam after it, guys. There was literally like a 30-pound carp. And they'll usually eat like grass and stuff like the tilapia, but they do eat small bait fish and insects as well. And I've caught them on that kind of stuff. I've caught one on a full-size crankbait before. So, I mean, I've seen them eat weirder things than a beetle spin. But holy smokes, guys, that was a gigantor certified unit. You know what, guys? I'm just gonna pop a squat here and take a few fan casts. This is a nice little cozy spot to hunker down and wait for a bluegill bite.
There's a jellyfish. Dude, if I catch that thing, does it count as a species? Oh my gosh. Look how good that shrimp looks, man. The thing looks fire. Right here in this clear water, it's a good natural color. And if you guys see, you got this big oyster wall. And the shrimp, I feel like I can just let it sink to the bottom and just kind of hop it. And And I'm just gonna kind of fish it. Like if I was fishing a bass lake right now, like I would be throwing in this stuff. So maybe that's just how I gotta treat this. Slow down, try something different. I feel like this is so risky, but it's worth it at this point. We fish along this wall here. Dude, that's so sketch. Oh my God, it's wood. It's old wood. It's not what we want. Let's not do that. Oh my gosh. I'm a mess right now. Bro, do y'all see that fog, bro? What is going on? Like, that's actually ridiculous. I couldn't tell you the last time I've seen fog like that. And we get a lot of hours before sunset too. What is that, dude? You see that? It's like putting off a bunch of nasty stuff in the water. It's like on that concrete pillar. I don't know what that is. It looks like slimy. We need to get the heck out of here. Especially away from this fog. I'm gonna go a little in more and get out of this. We might just need to travel and use the rest of our time gambling at a new spot because it's just not working here.
2 species is not gonna cut it, folks. We need to catch something quick here that is not a largemouth or crappie. I need these bluegills to wake up. I need them to come up and eat my bait. I'll be honest, guys, this is starting to feel like a little bit of a lost cause. I've been fishing this area pretty thoroughly, and there's not a whole lot of things in here besides bluegill, and they are just not biting. I think that is all I can muster up over here, guys. Unfortunately, I think we need to switch gears to catching a catfish. I can't be wasting much more time on these blues.
Boys, I just had the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever had happen. I just pulled up to a new spot, and right below this hill right here is a giant freaking gator. I want to see if you can zoom in. You see him sitting there? Zoom in there. I think you can see him. He's giant, bro. I do not like that one bit. That tripped me out, bro. I'm talking right where I was walking. People were okay right here. Whew, dude, my heart is racing, man. I believe this spot's saltwater, but I really have no clue. We're just gonna have to try it.
Now or never. Gotta lock in. Gotta lock in and catch ourselves a bluegill. So the last few times I fished this pond, I've caught a lot of bluegill in a cast net. Granted, they were pretty small, but the biggest ones were definitely just at the size big enough to eat this little grub. So I'm hoping that they're active here today and I can get them to eat this thing. Now these bluegill are just not. Whoa, is that a bluegill? Is that, please be a bluegill. Yes, bluegill, bluegill. We got one. Finally, dude. That took way too long. Man, we had to work awfully hard to finally get that bite, and he inhaled it. Take a look at that. Or what I like to say, 10-pound of candy. Woo, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can't knock it till we try it. There was a big gator in here too, so that's a little, I don't know. But it's right next to the saltwater, man. Like, it's right next to a crazy looking saltwater place. We'll throw a few casts here, and if we get nothing, we'll keep going. Gosh, that big gator, boy. I'm glad he didn't come after me. I've never had an encounter like that. Like, I walked down, dude, and he's just boom right there. And I'm like, oh my God. I actually turned around and started running. I wish I had my camera on.
Time to get stanky. Time to get stanky, ladies and gents. Let's cut off our little beetle spin. It served us well. And it's time to move on to this stinky stuff right here. The catfish power bait. And we're also gonna need these, the big bite dough bait hooks. These should be money to keep on that dough. If you don't have these, guys, it is really difficult to get that dough to stay on the hook, even a treble hook. But with this little wire right here, this little contraption is money. Rip into this. Let's get this thing molded onto my little treble hook right here and get it in the water.
As much as this looks like a freshwater place, like the water and the stuff inside the water, minus like the random trees, Looks like a saltwater pond. I ain't going down that side of the bank. Let me tell you, I don't see another gator inside, boy. I mean, I just happened to stumble right in the wrong zone at the wrong time. I didn't see it until I walked over this way. Let's see. Let's see what the sign says. Private property, no fishing. And notice alligators. I'm gonna keep that sign up because people need to see that. And to be honest, guys, I'm gonna be a good boy today and we're not gonna fish here. Just one more cast, baby. Just one more walking cast, one more. Let's try to not ruffle any feathers today.
New spot, same drill. Time to get locked. Oh, all my dough bait must have spilled out in the back of the golf cart. At least we got enough to work with here. If I need more, I'll go back over there. Let's send this on its merry way. Just right over yonder. Honestly, just right off the edge of the dock is a pretty good spot. This is the perfect time to watch a new Kicking Their Bass TV video. Just posted fishing a frog for pond monsters. Let's give her a watch.
Water is by far the most exciting way to catch fish.
I think we need to get out of here, guys. I've been giving this my best shot. I feel like after, 15 to 30 minutes or so, it's just worth moving on. I feel like if they're in the area, they'll find it quick. And we have spent plenty of time here and it's just not happening. Sling it over yonder. Please. Dude, the hybrid bass hate me in here. They're so hard to catch. No! There goes the timer. That is so unfortunate, guys. We did decent though. I'm not complaining with what we got. We got 3 species. Hopefully it was enough to bring home the trophy. If not, congrats, Noah.